Hey fellers, another day. So yesterday we wrapped up getting the hood ready to start stamping, and I had to leave and go take care of some last minute things, but we're back and big day today. So today, where we left off, we ended up having 164 louvers in here. So like the last hood, we got a little bit of problems here. So this hood, I ran out of space. Only got so much room in this thing. Like that hood, I can get up from the back to the front up to about 2 rows shy. Kind of a bummer, but I'm gonna go ahead and do what I can with this one, and then we'll flip the dies around. But today, by the end of the day, I want to have this sucker louvered and ready to go. Why are we waiting around? Let's do it. So yesterday, I set up one of these cheapo Amazon lasers. That's supposed to help assist, obviously, with the lines and everything. A couple things I didn't factor in. One, curve of the hood, that's going to change the laser and all that stuff. And two, this sucker does not go as far as I was hoping to. Not only that, but it doesn't hit the other side, obviously. But anyway, it's only there for extra guidance. We're still going to rely on the faces of the cutter here and go from there. I'm going to drag this hood out. We'll start back in the corner, start moving forward as far as we can, and just keep moving over. Still got to be 150 louvers or so, so let's get started. Getting the first couple out of the way is always the most nerve-wracking, but probably should secure this thing down too. Yes, I'm stalling. I'm stalling. Little blocks of wood came with this deal, and they keep the hood nice and level and not too much pressure over the dies, so go ahead and leave them things on there. Not that you could see any of that, but this is what I was talking about. These little guys right here keep that nice and level, so sometimes they're nice to have out of there as well, because sometimes the shape of the hood's a little off. So let's get you guys in a position where you can follow along. Let's see here. Yep, that kind of works. We'll start with that. Alright, so bring this thing down. Kind of takes a minute to get the feel of it again. Snug up on it. I don't know if that laser's helping or not. It's almost, I don't know. Hopefully that hydraulic's not too loud. Bring this down just a little bit more. Oof. All right. First punch. Keep an eye on that thing. It keeps shutting off on me. Real convenient. Snug. My lasers in line. And next. Jump over to that one and start working my way back that way. The hood's already over here. Let's see. situated here again. Work my way this way forward. It's like every one of these louvers is eyeballed. Guess that's kind of that keeping it hand built. There are all going to be little differences in there, but hopefully they're a lot less than the other hood. Now you can kind of start to see the spacing between them side to side. I think I may have brought them together a little bit tighter if I were to go back in time. But that just means more louvers, which isn't a bad thing, I guess. Stands are still rolling. I bet if you really took the time and looked at some of these louver hoods, you might find some things. I don't know. That's what I tell myself. I'm going to look into getting some other louver dies here soon as well, different styles, patterns. This is just your standard 3-inch here, which does the job. Probably the most popular. Got a lot of style as far as louvers go. Alright, now my Sharpie line's starting to split off here. So I'm going to make a choice. That's the last one for this row. You can see that it's basically, I got one more step there, but coming here I got 2 more steps, and I'm out of room back there. It's close. And it's an unfortunate amount of work to swap that thing around, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So now swap back over to this row right here and finish off this half of the hood going that way. Starting to look pretty cool though, I think. Now the first portion of this thing is all done. Holy smokes, that's a lot of louvers. I haven't even looked under this thing. Let's take a gander. Yeah, that's a lot. Kind of want to put 2 more rows in here. I think 1 more row would be nice. I'm gonna try to spin the dies around on that thing. I can already tell that this is gonna be an ongoing issue with the throat depth here as far as hoods go. Kind of a bummer, or I just picked the biggest hoods I can possibly find. But like that Olds hood over there, that needs the same treatment. We gotta spin it around so we can come back in from the other side, go that way. So I think with this plate set up here and the way these dies are, I should be able to spin it around. I'll check back in here in a few, and fingers crossed we make this thing work, get that sucker wrapped up. I'd really like to get the inner skin back in it and clecoed in place, and then I can flip it over and see what it looks like. I'm getting excited. This doesn't look too bad. Famous last words, but I think if I undo all these jam nuts around here, this whole base is just snug down in there. So yeah, all this stuff here is all snug down in here. We got a couple bolts, and it's pretty well centered in here, so I think I should be able to flip it. Let's figure it out together here. I'm gonna, let's see, run this guy back. Oh. I mean, this has to be a thing. You can't just louver short hoods forever. Since this can only go one way. Yeah. Yeah. Arm click torque. I don't know if that hydraulic pump's annoying or it's loud. There you go. There you go. Are those metric? Come on now. Standard and metric. Oh, did I work on this before? All right, I'll be right back. I got my metric, number 4. So I think I'm just gonna crack these loose. I don't wanna go too far. Try to keep it consistent. If I was really lucky, I should be able to rotate it 180 degrees. Better. I don't know. I just felt like, you know. Got this side all cleaned off. I noticed too in the bottom of this, where the cutter comes down, it's got some nice hard rubber down there. Probably so it doesn't dent the metal when it louvers. Seems pretty obvious, I guess, but. All right, now we're going in this way. Bring it down a little closer. Yeah, thing's like a mile off. Well, stay tuned. Play around with a couple of combinations here, and I need to get this further that way is what it looks like. I'm gonna dig around. It came with a bunch of extra stuff in there. I'll see if anything showed up with that. There's gotta be a way. There just has to be. You know, if this was spaced out, that would work out too. Maybe we'll have to make something. I don't know. Check back in a minute. Turns out, when this thing came with extra stuff, I'm not crazy. This has been done. Got a spacer here, and I believe this will space that out, you know, to get it centered back up again. So it also had longer bolts. So I'm putting the pieces together here, but we got it figured out. that worked out like a charm, actually. So added this little spacer block, set it back. So my only concern is this is too tight to allow any metal to go through. Maybe not. I'm gonna run it up and down a few times to make sure it doesn't hang up or anything weird. And then I'll run a piece of scrap metal through it first, obviously. Now's not the time to be ruining a perfectly good hood full of holes. I'm gonna try something out here. I'll be right back. Got that thing set up. Looks like it should work. So one thing I noticed, I don't know if you can see it or not, this way. It's back here, it's a little bit of an edge where the metal's been pinched and cut. Comparing it to the other hood, now this is 18 gauge, so it's a lot thicker as well, but so maybe that's it. I don't know. I think we got this thing dialed in now. Now I can't stop louvering things. Yep. So buttery. It's awesome you don't have to line it up with anything either. Alright. I guess it's back to it then. A little nerve-wracking, not gonna lie. So I got all this stuff spun around. Luckily there's enough up there to clear the front of the hood kicking up. The old laser beam had to move. I wasn't a fan of that thing anyway. I mean, it's got potential, but anywho's, let's document me screwing this thing up. Yikes. I mean, it looks similar, so that's good. Probably should have started off on that other hood, you know, get the peel. Fun is that though? Okay, so just simply just gonna work my way over and do both rows, kind of stitch. Well, that's cool. There's like two different lines. Now, which one is it? Screw up those other louvers. Going up. Gotta do it. Just gotta do it. Let me come around. Oof, God. One more, fellers. Fellas. Come on now. Hang in there. Inner skin here, and it has all the little spots all over the place here from the spot weld cutter. And I'm just going to clean this thing up. We'll Cleco it together with the outer hood to see what it looks like, and then eventually we'll peel it back apart so we can prep the insides of both of those inner and outer structure, get them epoxy before we weld them, and get the inside all sealed up. It's the right way to do it. We are going to see what this thing looks like here before too long. So let's get this cleaned up and put together. All right. Got the inner structure here. Yeah. See if we can pop these back together. It was kind of tight pulling it apart, so I don't want to push on it too hard. Let's use the old mitts for right now. Let's see how far we can get. Sneak up on here. I mean, it wants to go. I think it's going. There, actually. Popped right in there. Pretty awesome, not gonna lie. I'm gonna grab some Clecos, throw it in here, and then we can flip this thing over. So fits in there pretty dang well. Obviously, where we had the pry on it, it's gonna need a little bit of pulling together. Same with the front here. But throw some Clecos in there, and we'll flip it over. See what we see. I'm excited. Really wish I would have sanded the outside now, because it's going to look all unfinished and whatnot, but oh well. Oh well, it's all coming back apart again. So anyway, I'm grab some Clecos. So you see me use these a bunch of times before. I'm sure you're familiar with them. So I don't need to do much explaining about them, other than they go through a hole, and when you release it, they draw in and pull it tight. So we already have a bunch of 1/8 inch holes in here. Hopefully that, yeah, I don't know. The problem is that the hole saw is about the same size as the Clecos. That makes a problem. But grab some washers. Could probably use some number 10s or something. Washers put in there to get a better surface area on the outside. Pull it together. Got all the Clecos in, so I just put some number 10 washers there, because you can see where the hole saw or the rotor broach drilled the outer skin bigger, which isn't a bad thing. That'll be good for burning it in later. But put all the Clecos in all the way around, kind of hold that inner skin in there, and all this stuff here will get pulled in tight once we weld it in there. But for right now, I'm going to leave it so you can take it apart. I am noticing too that I need to drill a couple extra holes there, fit the emblems on it. This was a 6-cylinder car, so that big emblem, or the 3 holes there, were a big version of the crest minus the V. And I'm going with this. I'll transfer lines over to that there too eventually, but let's get this thing flipped over, see what it looks like, because I haven't even seen it yet, I promise. Use my vacuum. Holy boy, that's a lot of louvers. Yeah. Kind of see some scratches up here. Just from sliding it around on there from punching it. But let's drink it in, because I'm taking it here with me here just to check it out. But look at all of them louvers. So, you know, some people might say I ruined this thing, or it's too many louvers, or maybe you're psychotic and think I need more louvers. I like that. You see the difference there versus this. And both in there. Pretty crazy. But honestly, I think this was the better way to do it. Pulling the skin apart, getting it cleaned up, not having to weld a big center section in it like that. But this will brighten up too. It's just got the coating on it from acid dip. It'll clean up just fine. I guess the next move is to get this thing epoxied up, and then can burn it together and start the body work. But this is a pretty dang straight hood, and the way the louver press works here, there's like no dents in this thing. I don't want to use the word scuff and shoot, because nothing ever is, but you know, this one's pretty nice, I have to say. Had much worse. I got that hood over there I need to wrap up as well. That thing's all set up to do it, and I can do it when I'm ready. I'm stoked on this hood again. So 164 louvers on that thing. Holy moly, there's a bunch, but it's cool. I probably should have sanded the inside of it too, you know, like I did, or I'm sorry, sand the outside like I did the inside. You know, save some prep work, maybe some sandpaper, because that thing is going to shred it, but oh well, it'll protect it against the grimy fingers and whatnot. It's neat that it comes all the way to the back here, versus there's a kind of a no man's land back here right now, and then taking it all the way forwards. This should be your view going down the road. Holy moly. It's like a cheese grater if I ever saw one. I think the next video will be, may do a video, I don't know. Prep this thing, get it epoxied, get it put back together, and then prep, prime, paint, and then, you know, things are getting closer. Interior is just about done on this car too, which maybe I should touch base on that as well. Max has been thrashing on it this week. Still some things to finish. We got armrests to finish, but seats are in. We got seat belts in. He made this awesome console here, and it holds the airlift performance, you know, handheld controller. We got all the dash back together and installed. Obviously the other door panels need to be put together, but courtesy lights are in. Go around the other side, and then you can kind of see what the door panels look like in there. Nope. Yeah, so there's actually lights underneath there. They're only activated by the front doors. Kind of see what we did with the interior. So starting at the kick panels, carries through, jumps up, follows through this door panel, and jumps up and kind of dead ends down there at the back. Pretty cool little setup there. Max did a great job on it. Again, we're just finishing up some stuff, but it's coming together. And a couple interior parts here, the hood done, and hit the road. That's never finished. There's a few things I want to do on it still. I'm going to build some brackets there to tighten up that front bumper gap, get those sucked in, and then eventually down the road, there's a couple little rust issues on both sides. You know the deal with this car. She's rough. I already have another deck lid hatch in the back. That'll get painted, probably next summer project. For now, it works. But yeah, get this hood painted. I mean, that's kind of the biggest thing at this point. And Then I can at least drive it outside without getting all rusty. Not that I'm too worried about that one, but it'd be a nice little wall hanger. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. I know it was a little bit dry, punching louvers and all that stuff, but you know, I like it. It was fun. It's a new experience for me, and plus doing it on something that really mattered, the hood versus, you know, play stuff over there. Scary. It's all done. Thank you guys for watching, and if you guys like the Nomad video, there's lots of them, so check it out, like and subscribe. Until next time.